The Big Stat, presented by Gatorade, showing you exactly what an epic first round of the NBA draft the Big Ten had. 6 players selected among the top 16 selections. Keaton Wagler, one of the highest drafted players ever from the University of Illinois, goes at number 5. 3 different Michigan Wolverines are taken in a 4-pick span with Merez Johnson, Yaxa Lendeborg, and Adai Mara. Rebounding machine Hannes Steinbach goes from Washington to the Hornets, and Bennett Sturtz from D2 to D1 and now all the way to the NBA. Let's get much more on the NBA draft with Kristen Peak, draft analyst for NBA.com and NBA TV. Kristen, let's start with that first selection in Keaton Wagler. It is such a remarkable story. He was a virtual unknown coming out of high school. Then he has an unreal freshman season, and he ends up top 5. How quickly does he project to be a contributor at the next level?
When we look at this pick and with the Clippers, I mean, they had options at 5. That's really where the draft started. And so for them taking a swing on Keaton Wagler, a high upside guy, he has similarities and glimpses of Tyrese Halliburton. So to be able to slide him alongside Darius Garland and pick him at 5 just shows the belief and, you know, the confidence in him in terms of an on and off ball guy. I mean, I talked to him before the draft and, you know, you just think about that game that he had at Mackey Arena at Purdue when he had 46 points. And I said, when do you know you're going to have a shooting night like that? He said, well, I had the first 14 points of that game. I thought I was going to have one. And, you know, he just continued that when Kylan Boswell and Andrei Stojakovic were out for a stretch there during Big Ten conference play, he was the one that got the majority of the touches. And everyone talks about, you know, his lack of his foot speed and also verticality, but he's someone, he finds ways to finish through contact. I think he's going to be fantastic in LA alongside Darius Garland in that backcourt. And, you know, the sky's the limit. And you mentioned it, the best story in college basketball went from unranked to a top 5 pick in the draft. That has never happened.
One of the players who really improved from year to year in college started at Illinois but finished at Michigan, and that's Merez Johnson. A couple of years ago, we thought he was an NBA project, certainly not a lottery pick. What does his immediate future look like at the next level?
He was the biggest shock of the draft, going 9 to the Dallas Mavericks. And, of course, Dusty May now having a little bit of influence there when he took the head coaching job with the Mavericks, that new front office. But I spoke to Merez right before the draft. I said, how are you feeling? He said, KP, I feel calm. I'm ready. And I said, what do you think your draft range is? And he's like, I don't think I'm going anywhere past 14. So for the Dallas Mavericks to really target him as the connector, the front court partner with last year's #1 pick, Cooper Flagg, just shows what sort of confidence they have in him, particularly on the defensive end and especially the drop coverage. Merez's shot is still budding, but the fact that he went from, like you said, he went from Illinois to Michigan, he won a gold medal with that U19 team, and he's going to be that connector for this young Mavericks team.
His former teammate, Yaxa Lendeborg, I think you could argue is maybe one of the most versatile players that was taken in this draft. He's also going to be one of the most mature as he starts his NBA career at some 24 years old. Unlike those first 2 players that we discussed, Kristen, how much should we expect Lendeborg to step in from day one and be an instant impact guy?
You said it. He's going to be instant impact. You look at what he did. This is a player who would have been a first-round pick out of UAB last year. He elected to return to school. He wanted to win a national championship. And the fact that Dusty May found ways to harmonize with 3 centers, sometimes on the court at the same time, goes to show just what sort of talent Yaxel is. And Golden State, their front office has come out and said, listen, the only other player ahead of Yaxel on the draft board was Cameron Boozer, which you look at this one-and-done talent, the fact that they were prioritizing him and they got him at 11 right after Merez Johnson, right before Adai Mara, like that Michigan 3, the big 3, was really special for, you know, for a national championship team and also what they're going to do in the NBA.
Yeah, for me, looking forward, I think this may turn out to be maybe the best pick in the entire first round. Yaxa Lendeborg going outside the top 10. You just mentioned Adai Mara. This is a fascinating story. I mean, at UCLA, he could barely get off the bench. He goes to Michigan, and suddenly he becomes a world beater. How much is Mara kind of the embodiment of what the current NBA big man is?
I cannot believe Sam Presti went out and got a Daimara. And, we talk about what Victor Wembanyama did in first the Western Conference Finals against Oklahoma City Thunder. And then again, what we saw, what his potential and upside is going to be at the finals level. And so Sam Presti went out and said, all right, we have Chet Holmgren. Let's go out and get another 7'4" rim protector to try to, alleviate the pressure defensively for Victor Wembanyama in the Western Conference. And so his jump is attributed to his work ethic. I talked to Dusty May. I obviously talked to Adai, just kind of going through this season. He said, yeah, I came in, fit was everything. I was ready to work. His foot speed got better. His timing defensively, especially off the block, improved, and he's still showing potential upside.
You could argue that Hannes Steinbach was maybe the best rebounder in this entire draft, though his game is about more than rebounding. I think he was appealing as well, Kristen, because unlike a lot of other international guys, he actually came over at 18. So it's not as if he's starting at 21 or 22. Is it just the rebounding, or what else is appealing about Steinbach's future?
He actually shot the ball very well during the combine in the shooting drills, I think better than people expected. And you look at Hannes Steinbach and what Charlotte is getting. And not only that, they went out and they got his German teammate and Christian Andersen. They were at U19s in Switzerland last year. That was really when people really got scouts and NBA execs really got a good glimpse of the potential for Hannes Steinbach. But this is a player, his dad played with Dirk Nowitzki. He's got him in his back pocket. He measured extremely well at the combine. And you look at him, he's got the physicality to be able to make an impact right away. And the Charlotte Hornets, they needed that help in the front court, and they went out and they got a fantastic forward in Hannes Steinbach.
Yeah, and 2 picks later, Bennett Sturts became the 6th Big Ten player to go in the first 16. I do want to touch on one second-round pick, Kristen, though, before we let you go.
Yes.
And that's Braden Smith, who was picked but then traded immediately to the Pacers. So he's likely going to start his NBA career about 30 miles from where he played high school ball. He was told throughout high school and even going into college, you're simply too small to be able to get to where you think you can be. And yet he's overcome all those odds. What are your thoughts on what he can and potentially could not do in the NBA?
This was the perfect draft for him. And yeah, he was the smallest guy that measured at the combine. But he is the only player in NCAA history to record at least 1,500 points, 1,000 assists, and 500 rebounds. What the Pacers are getting, they're bringing in like a hometown hero. They're getting someone that will be able to lead the secondary unit with no problems. He is the guy. He's a true floor general, and I love that pick. And when I saw him go off the board at 38, I said, yes, this is what the NBA needs, and he is going to be perfect. I think he's going to be a summer league darling, and is right. He's right at home with the Pacers.
No question, he will be a fan favorite from day one. Kristen Peak, draft analyst for NBA.com and NBA TV. Kristen, I know there's probably no rest coming for you, even though it is very well deserved. So we appreciate you spending some time with us here on the Big Ten Network.
Thanks for having me.